ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। I welcome everyone to this 19th session on the Purushottama Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. Tomorrow we are going to conclude the series. Today is the 19th shloka. We have discussed the last 18 shlokas in the last 3.5 weeks. In the 16th shloka, Krishna spoke about two kinds of living beings. They are Kshara and Akshara. The fallible living entities in the material world. Akshara means the infallible living entities in the spiritual world. In the 17th shloka, Krishna said that beyond these two categories of living entities, there is Paramatma or the Supreme Person. And who is that Supreme Person? Who is that Paramatma? It is Krishna himself. Krishna revealed that in the 18th shloka that I am that Purushottama. Once you know that Krishna is Purushottama, you will not stop at knowing Krishna, you will start loving Krishna. A knower becomes a lover, or a seeker becomes a servant. That's the content of this shloka, 19th shloka. 19th shloka describes how knowers of Krishna becomes lovers of Krishna, how one who understands Krishna as Purushottama naturally becomes inclined to perform devotional service unto Krishna in the mode of a sevak, a servant. That's the subject matter of 19th shloka. Let's recite. In the 19th shloka, Krishna says, Yo mam evam asammudho janati purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Yo mam evam asammudho janati purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Let's see the meaning of this shloka. Very profound meaning. There are very important keywords in this shloka. Let's begin. Krishna says, Yo means whoever. Mam means me. This Mam is connected to Janati in the next line. Mam refers to me, which is Krishna. Janati means to know. Yo means whoever knows me as Purushottamam, the Supreme Person. And that too, how to know? Asammudho, very important word here. Asammudha means without any doubts. Mudha is a fool, or some Mudha is like a great fool with lot of ignorance, without knowing much. But Asammudha refers to someone who is very knowledgeable without any doubts or hesitations. If one knows that Krishna is the Supreme Person, such a person is the knower of everything. Sa Sarva Vid. Sarva means everything, Vid means to know. So Krishna is saying in these 2.5 lines of the shloka that one who knows me as the Supreme Person or Purushottama without any doubts is the knower of everything. Someone who understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottama, actually understands everything. How is it possible? Knowing Krishna means knowing everything? Yes, because Krishna is everything. Krishna is the root of everything. We have seen in the first shloka of this chapter. There is the material world, which is compared to an upside down tree. Roots are upwards, branches are downward. And this is basically a reflection of the original tree. And that original tree is compared to the spiritual world. So original tree is the spiritual world and reflection tree is the material world. But the root of both trees is same, right? So roots are upward here and roots are downward there. And the root is same, both are matching. And that root is Krishna. In short, Krishna is the source of the material world. Krishna is the source of spiritual world. Krishna is the root of both. So knowing Krishna actually means knowing everything. And a devotee does not stop at knowing that Krishna is the source of everything, Krishna is the root of everything, Krishna is the origin of everything. After knowing that Krishna is everything, a devotee starts worshipping Krishna also. That worship is bhajati, to know and to worship. Hmm. So bhajati means devotional service or worship. And this worship or devotional service must not be done in a ritualistic way or a casual way. Sarva bhavena, very important word here. Sarva bhavena means with all one's heart, in all respects, with all one's heart, very enthusiastically, very eagerly, very lovingly, we should perform devotional service unto Krishna and worship Krishna after knowing that Krishna is Purushottama. That's the meaning. Bharata refers to Arjuna, you know that, descendant of Bharata dynasty. So I hope the meaning is clear. Let me share the meaning once again. One who knows without any doubt that Krishna is Purushottama, Krishna is the supreme person, he is the knower of everything, and such a knower of Krishna naturally starts worshipping Krishna and is inclined to serve Krishna with all of one's heart. That's the meaning of the shloka. Let's go into some details of the shloka. Many times people think that when I discover a great treasure hidden in some big cave, I have discovered something. Yeah, what is the greatest discovery? For some people, it could be a treasury. For some people, it could be a new planet in the outer space. For some people, to discover a very deeply hidden secret. For decades or centuries, somebody is unable to understand something or know something, and they try to crack it, and they discovered it after multiple generations. But all these discoveries are within the material realm only. Uh, Greatest discovery is not discovering some science or some treasure or some planet or some secret or something. Greatest discovery is to understand who Krishna is. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is our supreme well-wisher. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram. Krishna is the proprietor of all planets. Right? So let's not settle down to knowing or discovering some things in this material world. Ultimately, all our discoveries and the person who discovered also will have to leave this world one day. So I'm not saying it's not important to discover some things. As long as we are living in this world, we may have to know some things about this material world. That's fine. However, apart from knowing many things for our survival in this world, we should also know Krishna who is beyond this world, because that knowledge inspires love in us, and that love takes us to the spiritual world. So, apart from pursuing material knowledge, we should also pursue spiritual knowledge. And that spiritual knowledge should culminate in devotion unto Krishna. That's what Krishna said in the previous chapter. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Janma karma chame divyam. Whoever understands that Krishna's janma, appearances, karma, Krishna's activities are divyam, are divine, are transcendental, they know everything, and their knowledge will take them to the spiritual world. Because the knowledge becomes devotion very soon. So once you know about Krishna, you naturally want to serve Krishna. So he will know without doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But what is the process of knowing? Krishna already said earlier in the previous chapters, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam dhaniha tattvadarshinaha. So Krishna, according to Krishna's teachings, we will know authoritatively about Krishna from authoritative sources, like from gurus, right? When there are some Vaishnava gurus and acharyas, so we should learn about Krishna from their explanations. If we start speculating on our own, we will not end up in a proper knowledge about Krishna. Randomly hearing from any random sources will only lead to confusion. But submissive hearing from authoritative sources will, in parampara, will give us right understanding about Krishna's divinity. So let's hear from bona fide sources. Hmm. Otherwise, people may get into arguments and they can become more bewildered. So Krishna said about sammudha, right? Krishna said asammudha. Sammudha is one who is completely bewildered by trying to understand spiritual subject matters through their material knowledge, through their material logic, material reasoning from material teachers. But spiritual knowledge must be understood from authentic sources, right? So without knowledge, devotion is incomplete, and uh, and knowledge becomes incomplete without devotion. So our knowledge should culminate in devotion. Mm. And we should learn that knowledge, we should acquire that knowledge in parampara. So that's why Krishna is speaking about asammudha. Asammudha is one who is not confused, not bewildered, one who has spiritual clarity. They know who am I, why am I here, what is the goal of my life. They know everything, right? So if that authentic understanding coming from scriptures is there, then we can advance in bhakti. Otherwise, if we just depend on some speculative knowledge and keep on exploring short-term goals of life like wealth, pleasure, fame, peace, this and that, we will we will continue to be in this material world. Mm. So knowing Krishna means knowing everything. Yo eva sammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid. Such a person is knower of everything. Okay. Now, just imagine you're solving a puzzle. Many kids, they solve puzzles. If an important puzzle piece is missing, uh, then everything feels confused. Sorry, this slide went. When we are trying to solve a puzzle, if one piece is missing, uh, then then the picture is not clear. That without that missing piece, we cannot have a complete picture of what the puzzle is, what the painting is, and that missing piece is Krishna. Understanding Krishna is like finding the missing piece in a life's puzzle. So when we add Krishna to our life becomes complete. Otherwise, we may be very secure and wealthy and knowledgeable on a material plane, but that will keep us on the material plane, which itself is temporary. Only when we try to understand spiritual subject matters, and we only when we invite Krishna into our lives as per the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, our life becomes complete. Krishna is the root of all existence, as I said some time back. You may water one leaf, you may water another leaf, you may water big branch, you may water the flowers and leaves and twigs of the plant, but unless you water the root of the tree will not get nourished. Once you water the root, naturally all the flowers and leaves and plants and twigs, everything is nourished. So Krishna is the root. Here the picture shows that Krishna is watering the tree. Actually, Krishna, he himself is the root, and we are supposed to water the tree. Krishna is the root of all existence. Krishna is the source of all knowledge. So once you know that, you naturally engage yourself in devotional service, because Krishna, it is Krishna who is to be understood through all Vedic knowledge. In the 15th shloka, Krishna revealed, Vedaishcha sarvair ahameva vedyo vedanta kridveda videva chaham. By studying all the Vedas, I am to be known. And once you know Krishna, you serve Krishna, you worship Krishna, you do bhajati. Yo mam eva vasamyudho janati purushottama sasarvavid bhajati mam. Sarvavit means knowing everything, and that should culminate in bhajati mam, means worshipping Krishna, serving Krishna. So, for example, somebody knows little bit about Krishna. It's like it's like uh, having the essence of all Vedic knowledge, right? And such a person engages in bhajan, and his life is perfect. But other persons, they may study everything. They may try to understand Krishna with their logic, with their reasoning. If they have not worshipped Krishna, they have not understood much. In terms of volume of knowledge, they must study more books, but they have not come to the conclusion of worshipping Krishna. But this person may study less, but he understood that Krishna is everything, and he has simple faith in worshipping Krishna. He is a better scholar than him, right? Uh, so, knowing about Krishna should lead to serving him with love. We aren't meant to become mere storehouses of theoretical information. We should convert all that knowledge into realization by service to Krishna. In Hastinapur, there are some simple ladies in Yudhishthira Maharaj's kingdom. Once, when Krishna was leaving from um, Hastinapur to Dwaraka, all these simple ladies, they gathered on the rooftops, on the terraces of the buildings of Hastinapur, and they started speaking about Krishna. My God, what all they spoke. Anyon Yamasit Sanjalpa Uttama Shloka Chetasam Kauravendra Purastrinam Sarva Shruti Manoharaha. What the simple ladies of Hastinapur spoke was more attractive than all the Vedas. In fact, what they spoke directly about Krishna, Krishna's personality, is much sweeter than the Vedas, or sweeter to the Vedas also. Everybody's ears are completely pleased. They are not scholars, they are not pandits, they are not well trained in Vedic gurukuls and all, but they have heard something about Krishna from authentic sources. Maybe some Brahmanas are discussing and they must have heard, and that brought so much love and affection for Krishna in their hearts, and they're great devotees. So, if knowledge doesn't culminate in devotion and simple love for Krishna, that knowledge will take us nowhere. Knowledge is important, great, we appreciate it, but that knowledge should culminate in devotion, like the simple faith, simple devotion. Uh, so somebody may study all cookbooks. He may know 100 recipes, but doesn't know how to cook a single recipe. But here is a person who masters only one recipe, and he can nicely cook, offer it to Krishna, and feed us, and hunger is satisfied. Now you tell me, what is more important, knowing 100 recipes and 1,000 recipes, or having the ability to cook one recipe and satisfy one's hunger? So don't try to be extravagant in accumulating so much of knowledge and information. Knowledge is unlimited, but essence of all knowledge is to worship Krishna, to have devotion for Krishna. So let's try to implement what we knew. So once you accumulate knowledge, try to assimilate knowledge. Assimilation is more important than accumulation. You may accumulate so much knowledge, if you have not assimilated even little bit of it, then what's the point? Right? Of course, we appreciate those who have so much knowledge, but that knowledge should be assimilated. Knowledge should be internalized, realized, digested. It's like somebody eats so much of food, but his digestion is weak. What's the point? All that he has eaten doesn't convert into energy, right? Similarly, our focus should not be on eating more. Our focus should be on digesting what we ate. Then that will convert into energy. So let's learn, but let's also apply. That application converts knowledge into realization, and the ultimate realization is to lovingly serve Krishna. Right? So bhajati mam sarva bhavena. Bhajati means to serve Krishna, but that service should be sarva bhavena. So when knowledge culminates in devotion, that knowledge becomes meaningful. Sarva bhavana means with all heart. Mm. The knower becomes a lover, seeker becomes a servant. I already mentioned it before. So the truth becomes a relationship. It's not like Krishna is Supreme Lord. That's not just an information, abstract information for you. It becomes a relationship. Yes, Krishna is the Supreme Lord and he loves me the most. I'm his eternal servant. Don't just try to know Krishna, try to establish a connection with Krishna, relationship with Krishna, deep bonding with Krishna. And actually, we have a deep bonding, eternal bonding with Krishna. So, to conclude our discussion on this shloka, beautiful shloka, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Simple. Second, one who knows Krishna knows everything. So let's read scriptures from authentic sources and understand Krishna, and then just don't stop at understanding Krishna. Worship Krishna with devotion. So this is the essence of this shloka. So tomorrow we'll meet for the last shloka of this chapter, 20th shloka of Purushottama Yoga, which is the conclusion of our Purushottama month series. We will come tomorrow and discuss Hare Krishna. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.